I've been spending a lot of time watching all the videos on YouTube about, well, they're not all on YouTube now, but about the earthquake. I've been going to CNN.com, and then you'll see videos. The word videos is there. So I click on videos, and then you get this entire page of thumbnails of videos. And some of those videos are pretty amazing. Just amazing. Watching this wall of water come in from up above, and where people are standing, and watching it just lift everything and pull everything over and turn everything into toothpicks and cars. Amazing. Just amazing. And the anguish those people must be feeling. And Japanese people are amazing. They're just so amazing. They're so polite. They're always polite. It's such an important thing. And people have such loyalty to their employer. When you have a job, your total loyalty goes to your employer, and your employer is loyal to you. So you're like a family. And there's one video about this guy who had heard the earthquake and told everybody to, do what you want, go away, go to your homes, or whatever it is you're going to do, you can go ahead. And 10 minutes after that earthquake, the tsunami showed up. It was there, and it was coming at 600 miles an hour. So if you were going to run for the hills, and the hills are it made it 10 miles in. Some places it went in 5 miles. Okay, and some places it went in 10 miles. So if you had to go 10 miles to get to an elevated spot, if it was all flat where you were, you had 10 miles to go before you could get to an elevation. And it's coming at 600 miles an hour. And you have 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you have to go a mile a minute just to get yourself to the elevation. But it's coming at 600 miles an hour. Well, that's why it took it 10 minutes to get there. From wherever it was, 100 miles out from where they were. It would be there in 10 minutes. So that's how far away the earthquake must have actually been out in the ocean. It was 10 miles for the tsunami to travel 600 miles an hour and get there in 10 minutes. Is that right? You do the math. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm used to being wrong. It doesn't bother me. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. Oh, you know what I said to Willem once? I was thinking like this out loud, and I kept coming up with the wrong things. And he said, no, it's this, and no, it's that. And I said, I am getting so tired of being wrong, Willem. What can I do so that I won't always be wrong? And he looked at me with this big smile full of love, and he said, you could shut up. Oh, isn't he great? That's my Willem. So I'm used to being wrong. So anyway, back to what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted. So they would have had to run or drive a mile a minute, which is 60 miles an hour, or 80 kilometers an hour. They would have had to get out of their house. I mean, the house is shaking. The house is just shaking around you, and things are falling. Things have fallen everywhere. Then you hear the siren go off. It must have taken, a few seconds anyway to figure out that the siren that goes with everything which is out of place. Plus, you're doing something. You're in the middle of baking cookies, right? You got cookies in the oven. They're going to burn, right? You got cookies in the oven. You got a spoon in your hand. You're stirring. You're talking on the phone, maybe? Whatever. Your children are sitting in front of the television watching cartoons or Sesame Street or something. And you're making cookies. And then you hold on. The earthquake is making you all fall. And the kids are screaming. And so there you are. You fall to the ground, or you're holding on to the counter. And then it stops. Or does it completely stop? No. 10 minutes from the beginning of the earthquake until the tsunami hit. So the earthquake may be still shaking you, and you hear the siren go. And your kids, what happened? Maybe something fell on them. You know, you've got things to attend to. So to get your kids together, get out to the car. How long does that take you? 5 minutes? Can you do it in 5 minutes? I've never been able to get my kids ready and out to the car in 5 minutes, when I had a lot of them. If you did it, if you got them all into the car in 3 minutes, then you get in your car, you turn it on. So maybe it's 3 minutes. Okay, we're really rushing here to be 3 minutes. And then you get in your car. Now you have to go. You've only got 7 minutes to get to high ground. 7 minutes to get 10 miles. So you have to go 70 miles an hour. But everybody else has heard it too. Are they as fast as you? What if they're old people sitting in their chair? They have to get up out of their chair. What if they fell down? They bumped their knee. They hurt themselves. Now they got to get up. And they have to hobble their mother. I mean, daughter can't just run and leave grandma and grandpa there. Forget it. Not Japanese. They are so good. They are so good. They would help their parent, and they would get them to the car. It'd take them 10 minutes just to get to the car. So if you did get in the car, and you now have 7 minutes, then other people were already in the cars. There was already traffic. They might not have even known about the earthquake because they're driving. Well, it's a pretty severe earthquake. We had an earthquake the other day. Yesterday, in fact, we had an earthquake right here. It was 3.7 or something. It wasn't right where I am. It was near Montreal. Quebec trying to separate again. Didn't do it. Anyway, I never felt it. It was at 1:30, and I was trying to think of what I was doing at 1:30. I think I was walking around. I might have been... Yeah, I was going into Rogers to check out my telephone situation. I never noticed anything, but I would have been able to feel it in Ottawa. People did feel it. Very tiny earthquake. Nothing at all compared to this. However, if you're driving, you might not have felt much. You might have thought you were driving over a bumpy road. Of course, you feel these things all the time, so you might be kind of immune to them. But you would have noticed things swaying, buildings swaying. So if your eyes are working, you would have seen things. Okay. So there's other people on the road. You're in your car. You've got to drive 70 miles an hour. Do you realize you have to drive 70 miles an hour? Do you realize you only have 10 minutes? I don't know. How long do you usually have? It would depend how far away it is. It's never happened before. They have earthquakes all the time. Do they have little tsunamis? Where it raises the elevation about a foot? Like the one in California. So... You're driving along. You're still there. Look at that. You haven't even turned off. Sometimes I lose a whole lot of my thinking process. It's gone to the wind because the battery dies. So you're in your car, 70 miles an hour now, but you have to get out of your driveway. There's already a few people on the road who are probably stunned. The siren is going off, and so they're in the middle of something too. Everybody's in the middle of something. They may, whatever they're doing. You don't imagine it's going to come and wash your entire neighborhood away. And so you have to get everything gone. So if you're changing the baby, you continue to finish changing the diaper, right? Or you're taking the groceries in, you don't just drop them all and run. Maybe you do. How good are they at all these things? They've been trained a lot. So they... Now you have to navigate your way around all these people to get to the mountains. You got to go 70 miles an hour. But you're Japanese. Japanese are very polite. They're not going to rush past other people. They're going to help other people along the way. So they're going to be very orderly, and they're going to drive. If you happen to be on the edge of the expressway, and the expressway goes right to the edge of your town, you could get on it and drive 70 miles an hour and get right to the hill. However, there aren't expressways that do that usually. And it'll probably take you 5 minutes to get to the expressway. So that person with those children who was making cookies, and the cookies are going to burn in the oven, she had to turn off the oven. Japanese are orderly. I don't think that they're with us anymore. I think that they have gone to the great beyond. I think they have been called home to Heavenly Father. He must have needed a lot of people. But now, if you lived at the edge of the town, near the hill, you know, standing up there by the person taking the video, there were like maybe 10, 20 people. These people that got up there must have been people without responsibilities that did not have to help their elderly or their children. Maybe they were already out for a walk. And so jogging up the hillside, 10 minutes is about what it would take just to climb the hill. I had to live pretty close to the hill to get out. But did you realize what was going to happen? If I heard a siren right now, would I think that this water is going to swallow up and get me? The employer who's told his employees to go home, or, they're free, they can go. Save yourselves. He got out. He got up on high ground. And he was searching for his 20 employees. And when he found one, he was so grateful to see him. I mean, it was like he had found his father or his brother. He was so relieved. There's tears in his eyes. It was all he could do to compose himself enough to communicate with his friend. And then he found 3 more. Japanese people are an amazing people. We can learn a lot from them.